Hello, everyone, and welcome to this video on finding the center of circles. If you're watching this, it's because you've decided you're aiming for a COXE or an XE. So thank you for working so hard and really pushing yourself to get a good grade. This is going to be a little different than some of the stuff we've done before. It's not about finding the area or volume. It's about working with circles on graphs, on coordinate planes. So just like we can graph lines on a graph, we can also graph circles on a graph. And circles have kind of a specific equation. We write them. It's a little complicated, but it's not too bad once you get used to it. Like this: x minus h squared plus y minus k in parentheses squared equals r squared. You're going to put in numbers for h, k, and r, and x and y will just stay as x and y. And you can see we can take an equation like this. Let me actually just copy and paste this equation and use it in a graphing calculator. The only thing we got to do is we got to make sure our exponents work. And it's going to show you a circle. And this is very cool because the different pieces of the equation represent different parts of the circle. Whatever it is equal to represents the radius of the circle squared. So right now, the radius of the circle is 4, right? It starts from -4 all the way to 0. That's 4 units. But let's say I wanted the radius to be 5. Well, then I would need to put 5 squared here. So I do 25. What if I wanted to be 1? I'd put 1 square here, which is just 1. Now this circle has just a radius of 1. So lots of cool things you can do with that. The other part of the equation is what we're going to be focusing on more today. This tells you the coordinates of the center of the circle. So the center of the circle is always at coordinates according to this equation. So let's do an easier example first. Let's stay all positive. The x coordinate of the circle is equal to negative whatever is after x. So in this case, the x coordinate is going to be positive 4. Y coordinate's the same thing. The y coordinate is whatever is negative after the y. So because this is already negative, it becomes a positive again. So the center of this circle is going to be at the point 4, 1. 4 is the x coordinate, 1 is the y coordinate. We can find that point on the graph. We go over 1, 2, 3, 4. We find 4 on the x coordinate, and then we go up 1. This is 2, so 1 is going to be right in between, and there is 1. And you can see that is at exactly the center of the circle. This is the center. It's 4, 1. So we can do this with any circles. If we want to look at our original example, we had a positive 4 here. That means instead, we make it negative. So the x coordinate is going to be -4, and the y coordinate is going to be +1. So the trick with this is you always got to remember to flip whatever it was. If it's positive, then the coordinate's negative. If it's negative, the coordinate's positive. And we can use this to find the center of any circle. So let's say I wanted to make a circle where the center was at the origin at 0, 0. Well, then I just make sure to do +0. +0. It's going to be right at the center. Let's say I wanted it to be at 2, 2. Then I would need to do -2 and -2. And you can see the center is right here at 2, 2. So in your IXL assignment today, you're going to be finding the center of different circles. And we'll go through and do a couple examples right now. Some of them are very easy. You can just look at the graph. What's the center of this circle? 0, 0, right? Just type that in. Perfect. But sometimes it's going to give you an equation. So if you wanted to, you could go to Desmos and graph this equation. Just make sure when you put it in here, you make these exponents. We can see this is 0. And another way we know that 0 is because, remember, the coordinates are whatever we minus from x. This time we're minusing nothing from x, we're subtracting nothing from y. Nothing is 0 in math. So again, the center, 0, 0. All right, another one. We got to find the x coordinate, that's side to side, that's going to be 0. And then we go down 1, 2, 3. So the coordinates of this are 0, -3, because we didn't have to move side to side at all, but we did have to go down 3. Remember, x is side to side, y is up and down. So the coordinates are 0 and -3. All right, now we got a trickier one. Now it gives us the equation. We have to find the center. So remember, the x coordinate is whatever the negative form of this is. Since this is already negative, it becomes positive. So think to yourself, what would the x coordinate be? It's going to be 27 over 4. And it's going to be positive 27 because this was negative. What's the y coordinate going to be? Well, there's nothing here. What happens when we subtract nothing? We're subtracting how much? Nothing we represent as 0 in math. So, awesome job. So these problems are just going to be like this. You're going to have to find, remember, this number doesn't matter at all. It's the radius squared. If it asked you what the radius was, you need to look at this. You're just looking at what goes with the x. That's going to tell you the y coordinate. What goes with the y, what goes with the x is going to tell you the x coordinate, the first number. What goes with the y is going to tell you the y coordinate. So this is x, this is y. So think to yourself, what would the coordinates here be? If you think the first one is 25 over 4, you're very close, but you forgot we got to make it negative because it's the opposite of whatever is here. That's the only tricky part with this. If you're thinking, why, there's nothing there, what's the coordinate? Well, if there's nothing, it's just 0. And there you go. So you're going to keep doing examples like this. And if you have questions, as always, let me know. Remember, you can reference the Unit 8 notes on slide 10. It kind of tells you H represents the X coordinate, K represents the Y coordinate. Hope this is helpful. If not, let me know in class or in an email, and I will try my best to help you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.